Call is now being recorded.
Welcome to the V2V podcast, episode number 15. My name is Aurelius, and I have a special guest today, Allie. And today we're going to talk about chunks, and specifically memes by chunks. So, how do you feel about that?
Are you going to explain who Chunks is at all? Or?
Well, Chunks is a known quantity, I think. Well, we did play wrong answer. I don't know. Did you?
Oh, okay. So,
did you hear the wrong answer show?
I think I saw something about. Maybe I listened to a little bit of it.
Yeah, it got pretty deep. Well, like for instance, the way that game works is, I propose like a phrase, and then somebody answers it, and then I tell them like that's the wrong answer, and then I tell them what the right answer is. So, for instance, one of the questions or one of the statements was, "What's in the box?" Kind of like from like the movie Seven, I guess. And Chuck, his answer was your mom. And although that was an interesting answer, it happened to be the wrong answer.
Oh,
the right answer. No, the right answer was what's in the box. A mariachi band covering Metallica.
Oh wow, that's a big box.
And then he got it's a big box, and he said that he would pay for it, even like he would go see that.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's Chunks. I think Chunks is just one of the show's reoccurring guests. Derek Chunks Gomez, to be formal about it, but he's also a meme artist, and we are going to be looking at a few of his. Actually, they're more textual, so we're going to be reading some of his memes and giving our kind of takes on them, kind of on spontaneously, just like I guess you call it like a hot take. So, all right. Well, let's get to it. So, I'm not going to really describe the imagery because this will be up on the screen. You'll be able to see what it looks like.
Right, and I've seen some of these before.
Right.
Usually, like him next to some text.
Right. This is him looking contemplative with text next to him, and they have different categories like facts by Chunks, and this one happens to be thoughts by Chunks, and it goes like this: the secret ingredient in Coke isn't known even to its creator. Supposedly, the guy who invented Coke made a deal with a demon-possessed guy. The demon puts in a final ingredient, one that will be in all Cokes ever made until the end times, and the guy's product will outlast his own life. They're making so many new kinds of Coke because the secret ingredient, whatever it is, isn't showing up anymore. They're trying to mask the taste. Is that even a meme?
Right. That was just a thought.
Thoughts by Chunks.
So
that's more.
Where is he getting this information?
That's a good question.
He like talks to the manufacturers of Coke and say, "Wait, so you don't even know the secret ingredient?" And just deduce from that.
It's interesting that he would know the guy that they don't know, like that's like an extra level of knowingness that he has.
Right. Like, you know what you know, and to some extent you know what you don't know, but how do you know what other people don't know?
Right. Well, and then he kind of hedges his bets a little bit because he said supposedly the guy who invented coke made a deal with a demon-possessed guy.
Supposedly. So somebody else is telling him this. So this is the rumor about the coke conspiracy with demons.
Right, and there's not even a deal that's mentioned, really. He just says there's a deal that the demon guy puts in a special ingredient that has to be there forever.
I wonder what the demon gets out of it.
Right, because that part's not really disclosed about what the demon gets out of it, what the guy who invented it got out of it. So, we may need some clarification on that one, right? Okay. The next thought brought to you by Chunks is if God lived on Earth, people would knock out all his windows.
Would knock out all of his windows.
Right. And
is that like
out of anger? Are they mad?
So God lives on Earth in a house, and people are going to knock out his windows? Or is it some sort of like euphemism for violence, like knock his lights out?
I never heard that term. Well, okay, so if God lived on Earth, I guess presumably he would live in a house. And then somebody, like not all people, but apparently people in general would knock out all his windows. And I guess then he would miracle them back? Perhaps?
I mean, it kind of makes me think of like, what is it, the song about, like, what if God was one of us? Like,
right, and like, we'd knock out all his windows.
You know, because people do that to each other, so they would do that to God too.
Oh, that might be closer to the point.
Mm-hmm.
Huh, that's interesting. That's very thought-provoking.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here's another religious thought. Oh, deep thought brought to you by Chuck. And now we're getting deeper. Rainbows are God's way of reminding us that beauty is an optical illusion. Well, is that saying that rainbows aren't real?
Well, rainbows aren't objectively real. They're only true to your perspective of them, right? So that's how rainbows work. It's not an optical illusion necessarily. It's a trick of light.
It's really like an optical phenomenon.
Yeah.
I mean, it's real, like in the sense that you can actually see real light refracting, and it creates this prism. Like that's real. But someone standing at the wrong angle wouldn't be able. They can't see that because
right. And
the light is. Yeah, go ahead.
If people see the same rainbow, it has to do with your perspective. So if you're standing next to somebody, their rainbow is going to be slightly off from where yours is. So I can kind of see that as a metaphor for spirituality.
Sure. But like the idea that beauty is an optical illusion is
beauty. Well, I mean, that kind of plays into it's in the eye of the beholder, right? Because that's the same thing for a rainbow. If you're at the wrong place looking at the same area in the sky, you're not going to see it.
Right. So is beauty in any sense, or in every sense, an illusion? And not maybe like even like a cognitive illusion, or
I don't know if I would use the word illusion. I would say that it's subjective.
yeah.
But illusion kind of sounds like it's pretending to be something that it's not.
Right. I thought these were going to be more funny.
Right?
They're very
They're supposed to be
they're
humorous.
very deep. Right. Oh, okay. The next one. There's no little tagline like it's just the phrase and then
There's no category.
No category. So it says it is time for less civil society and more civil disobedience. Well, that's interesting. Because the way it reads, he's so society being like a cohesive group of people, as opposed to disobedience, which is I don't know, chaos.
Yeah. Sounds like a call to arms for like anarchy or something.
Yeah. Well, the idea of being civil, I think, oftentimes is kind of a cop-out for people who don't want to face reality. Like, oh no, we need to temper your words. We need to tone that down, which really ends up being a way of hiding what you really mean. Like civility can do that, I think.
Yeah.
So yes, be obscene. Fuck civility. There you go. All right. Well, that's just the way it is. This is a thought brought to you by Chunks. For centuries, great thinkers have contemplated the purpose of life. It's best to just relax and assume they figured it out.
Sounds a little chuckle-worthy, maybe. That's definitely one of the more humorous ones, although it still has that side of, like, slightly deep. It has some sort of, it's not just a joke, right? Because it's about philosophy.
Well, it sounds like what he's saying is, like, hey, everybody, like, people have been trying to figure out what we're all doing here for centuries. So if they haven't figured it out by now,
what makes you think you're going to?
Maybe you shouldn't try so hard and just and just relax and know that they have.
I mean, that's philosophy in itself.
Right.
Don't even worry about it.
I don't know what you call that. Yeah, just give up. This is The Truth, brought to you by Chunks.
Okay, so we've had thoughts. What was the other one?
Thoughts. We have deep thoughts.
Oh, deep thoughts.
We just have Chunks. And now we have The Truth.
The Truth.
Okay. If it weren't for physics and law enforcement, I'd be unstoppable. Unstoppable!
That's pretty true.
Physics and law enforcement. The physics of law enforcement.
That's all that's holding me back.
I like the second unstoppable. With the exclamation point, too. It really drives the point home that without those two things... Okay, here we go. This category is called The Facts Nowadays, brought to you by Chunks, as opposed to The Facts back then.
Well, yeah, it's like the news. From when is that one from?
3 days ago. So that's pretty nowadays.
Okay. Yeah. This is current events.
It is pretty current. If you're having girl problems, I feel bad for you, son. Gender is an artificial construct, so I suspect what you have are problems with he.
That is actually pretty current. I'm keeping with the times.
It is. I don't know if gender is an artificial construct. I'm not sure about that.
Well, that's something that's kind of been in culture lately, is that, you know, there's more than just the two genders, and you know, that it's more loose than just what parts you have.
Sure. Sure. I mean, I guess you could make the argument that the term human is an artificial construct as well.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, it's just really, where do you draw the line?
Right.
What's real and what's just constructed?
Well, isn't it all constructed? I mean, as far as like our language is concerned, how we categorize.
Yeah, anything you're saying with words is a construct.
Right. I identify as a dog, personally. So.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
And I respect that, because I'm politically correct.
Okay. So that's the Facts Nowadays, brought to you by Chunks. This is called Things I've Said.
So
and
quote.
We're going to
quote Chunks.
It's a quote from Chunks. These are things. That thing that he had said. Was it a dream where you were standing in sort of sun god robes on top of a pyramid, and there were hundreds of naked women screaming and throwing little pickles at you?
Little pickles?
I need to read that again. Was it a dream where you were standing in sort of sun god robes on top of a pyramid, and there were hundreds of naked women screaming and throwing little pickles at you?
That does sound like a dream scenario.
He's asking somebody else, I think.
Like, if that was their true experience, or if they just dreamt it?
I think. Because it's a question.
Yeah, was that a dream, is the question. Which, I mean, the only time you'd be asking somebody that is to clarify if it was a real event, or if you dreamed it.
Right,
so
like somebody told
dream?
him about, like somebody told him, like, hey, this happened to me. And Chuck says, wait, was that a dream?
Oh yeah, or it was the other person dreaming.
Wow. Little pickle.
Little pickle.
What were they screaming about? Were they? That's very interesting. don't know if that's a nightmare.
I mean, if you analyze it Freudian style, you could say that it's some sort of insecurity of their masculinity, and they're feeling like the world is shaming them for their little pickle.
Well, perhaps, but I mean, the guy's standing on a pyramid in sun god robes, whatever those are.
So he thinks highly of himself, yet all these people are scorning him.
In their own nakedness while they're screaming and throwing little pickles.
Anyway, that's a little bit more imaginative than most of the dreams I have. I
don't
be more
really
real life
recall.
scenarios.
Okay. I have kind of vague dreams that I usually don't remember.
I have one of those apps that you can record them as soon as you wake up. Like, gives me a little reminder. It's supposed to be for lucid dreaming, but sometimes it's funny to just go back and read, like, what the hell?
Oh, yeah. That's interesting. Like, what? Oh, here's another deep thought by Chunks. All philosophical discussions are enhanced by the inclusion of the technical terms kinda, dunno, and stuff. Huh. Okay. I think maybe I don't know.
Or enhanced.
I kind of don't know and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because it's true. I don't know.
Yeah, at a certain point in philosophical discussions, you have to just, I don't know, like, trail off and stuff.
Kinda. Let's see. I think there's a couple more here. Oh, more facts brought to you by Chunks.
More facts.
And I don't know what these are, like, before I read them. Like, I haven't like curated these. They're just one meme after another. So
drawn from the pool.
These are as new to me as they are to you and everybody else. Okay. Sometimes, when a mommy and a daddy and a daddy and a mommy love each other very much, it ends up on a Japanese website. So, that's 5 people.
Okay. I was gonna say, was that 5 or?
Okay, so it's a mommy and a daddy.
So it's mommy. 2 daddies and 3 mommies.
Right. But it's 2. It's a mommy and a daddy and a mommy and a mommy. Like I think.
Oh, it's like, you think that it's organized like that?
I don't know. Like maybe that's why it ends up on a Japanese website, because they have more of a grasp on those kinds of polyamorous relationships. I don't know. I'm not really that into or knowledgeable about.
You don't go to said Japanese websites and investigate their familial relationships?
I have not. No, but these are the facts brought to you by Chunks. So perhaps he knows more than the general public about these things.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. He may have outdone himself that time. Okay. This is Grumpy Chunks.
Grumpy Chunks. So we've had
Grumpy Chunks. You shut your mouth.
You
shut your mouth when you're talking to me. You shut your mouth when you talk to me. Grumpy chunk.
Well, that's pretty grumpy.
It is pretty grumpy. It's kind of like, don't look at me in that tone of voice kind of situation.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I don't know if I necessarily want to get into grumpy chunks too much, but I know that there is one more chunks meme that I think will wrap this up beautifully, and it's this: cancel my subscription. I don't need your issues.
That one's pretty good.
Clever.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that was a brief survey of memes by chunks, and I think what I'd like to do is obviously, if you're hearing this, the video is up and produced, and there's the imagery and, of course, slow, heavy metal music playing underneath all of this. So it's there, right? It exists, which is weird to talk about now as we're recording this, because when people are hearing this back, of course, all of this is going to be up. So I think what the next thing is that Chunks himself is going to watch this completed video and then do a commentary about our analysis. And so he can add insight to maybe what we got wrong, or maybe we missed something. Oh, in fact, there is one more, because I don't want to leave it on that. This is advice. I mean, we want to leave on a positive note, I think. So, advice brought to you by Chuck. If you want me to treat your ideas with more respect, get some better ideas. I think this is a pretty good idea.
Yeah.
He approved. I mean, I wouldn't have done it without. I mean, the original idea was that he and I were both going to go over his own memes. Mm-hmm. But this sounded like more for fun, because now he's going to be like the third party coming in, mm-hmm. And he just had to deal with too many puppies. Kind of what the problem is. He's got, I think, 11.
Can you really have too many puppies?
I guess right now he is in a place where he feels like he has too many puppies. 11 newborn puppies that he needs to bottle feed all the constantly. Ooh. And clean up the messes and dealing with mama. And yeah. So he's kind of occupied.
11.
And that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, this is what we do. This is the podcast. You never know. You never really know what you're going to get. It's going to be something really serious, or this. All right. All right. So that was the Chunks meme show, and with Allie. Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, I'll talk to you later.
All right.